Time for a van tour. I figured I would start with the front. Everything is pretty much original in the front. The front two seats flip around, and I also have a swivel table that I can attach, so that's basically my seating area in the van. Also in the front, I have a 12-volt diesel heater, which works great. It's a really small space, so it doesn't take much to warm up the van. Just on those few nights that it might be a little colder, it's great to have. Above the two front seats, I put a storage shelf in, so it's a bit of extra storage, a few random blankets and stuff like that, some games and whatnot I just store in there. Now in the living space, the kitchen area, I have a induction cooktop along with a little bit of countertop space. On the other side, I have my sink as well as flip-up countertop, just to have a little bit extra more countertop room. And I also have a Dometic fridge, which I put in a drawer. It's the 95-liter dual zone, so I have fridge and freezer, which is really nice. Then I just have a drawer full of all my cutlery and everything. Another spice rack style drawer with mostly toiletries and stuff in there. I got two cabinets above my stove here. One I use as kind of a pantry. The other one I use more for storage with my GoPro stuff and a few other electronics and whatnot. So it's great storage space there. On the other side I have more storage here. This storage mostly I have towels and some jackets, as well as a hiking backpack. A few shelves, I have a couple random things on there. And then here is most of my electronics. The top is a battery monitor, so I can always see how much battery I have, whether it's charging or whether I'm using more power than I'm creating or getting from the sun. Then I have an inverter on and off, as well as an on and off switch for my Starlink, so that doesn't have to be on all the time. Then I just have some USB ports along with a 12-volt cigarette lighter, two 110 outlets, and a switch for my hot water, so that doesn't have to be running all the time and I just turn it on whenever I need it. Under this storage I have a nice big drawer that has all my cookware and stuff in it. Bowls, plates, all that kind of stuff. That's all in this drawer here. Underneath that I have all my storage for, it's mostly just shoes in there right now. Under the sink is basically my garbage and random soap and more garbage bags and that kind of stuff in there. Now to the back of the van, I have a full queen size bed along with a bunch of storage on the one side, so that's all my closet, all my clothes are in there. I had a few inches left on the one side of the bed, so I have a bit more storage in there. I just put socks and stuff in there. It's pretty small, but it's a bit of extra storage. Then I also have, on the other side of the bed, I have a window which opens, which is nice if it's kind of getting warm in here to open that at night, along with the fan in the roof that gets some nice airflow going through here. I have some storage nets that are just on the side of the wall there, along with some other wall storage. The other thing I do have in the van is a shower and a toilet. Probably can't see it at first. And I have a bench seat here. My shower is in the bench seat. I have the entire bottom of the bench seat is a shower pan. I can take the pillows, I just chuck them on the bed, and then the top of this bench seat sits loose in there. I can take that off, and then shower curtain and all that is stored in the bench seat, and I can just pull that up, and I have hooks on the ceiling that I can hook my shower curtain onto, so that's really handy. I didn't want a permanent shower in the van. I don't use it that often compared to the rest of the space, so I'd rather it be hidden away and I can just pull it out when I need it, use it for 10 minutes, and then put everything back in, and then I can use it for more seating. I have the roof fan in the roof, which is really great. For when I'm taking showers, all the air can get out. And just a bit of air circulation at night. I don't have the fan on, but I have it open so that I can get some airflow in here, along with the sliding door. Obviously I don't leave that open at night, but I do have a bug net on there, which I just got. I haven't been in any areas where I need to use it, but it's handy. If it is hot and there's bugs, I can keep the bugs out and still get airflow in to the van. Up front I also have a curtain, just on a curtain rod that I can pull across, so where if I'm parked somewhere I can close it and no one can look in the back. I also do have window covers if I'm at a campsite or something and I just want to cover the front windows and don't want the curtain. The window covers are also slightly insulated, so that helps with keeping the warmth in the van. With the queen bed in the back, I have it fixed. I didn't want to be worried about switching it every morning to one of those dinette style beds where you can switch it from dinette to a bed. I just wanted to leave it as is. That way I also get all the storage underneath the bed. It's big enough. I have a bunch of totes in there, and it's big enough. I got 2 bikes in there. I also wanted the bikes on the inside of the van. I didn't want a bike rack on the outside, just in case people try and steal it or whatever. It's inside the van, no one can see it. I just take it out when I want to go for a bike ride. Everything is on a drawer, so I can pull the whole thing out, reach everything. One side of the wall I have all my electrical, my batteries, my inverter, everything that I need is mounted on the right side. With all my electrical, my batteries are powered by solar, which I have on the roof. I have 400 watts of solar panels. Along with, I have a DC to DC charger, so when I'm running the van, it's also charging my batteries. If I have a few days where it's cloudy and I don't get a lot of solar, I can still charge my batteries and they won't drain empty if I'm driving a bit. I have 500 amps of battery storage, 400 watts of solar panels. I do have a 3000 watt inverter, which runs the stove, the 110 outlets, the hot water tank, and right now the fridge. That's also on 110. Everything else runs on 12 volt. All my puck lights in the ceiling are 12 volt. USB outlets are all 12 volt. The roof fan is 12 volt. On the left side, I have everything with my water system, fresh water tank, a water heater, and the gray water tank is mounted under the van, so everything just drains under the van and then I can just go to an RV dump and dump it. My fresh water tank is 120 liters. I have a gray water tank that is about 75 liters. So I do have to empty the gray tank more than I have to fill my fresh water, but it also depends on how much you use for cooking and other stuff. And I have the freshwater tank is nice because you can get custom ones that fit right around the wheel well. So I didn't have to make a box around the wheel well and have it sit up higher or sit further in the van. I tuck it right against the wall and it nicely fits around there. In the back I also have an extra quick connect hose. So if I need to wash off the bikes or something, it's just cold water, so no warm water. So if you want to take a cold shower outside, you could. Also my storage for my hose to fill my water, that's also access at the back. So I have the solar panels on the roof. I also have my Starlink mounted on the roof. I just bought a mount off Amazon. It's magnetic. It just clicks right on the roof. Fits perfectly in there. And then the rest of the roof is a roof deck, so I can go sit up there if I want.